Think the bread in your Canadian grocery cart is healthy? Think again. Some of the biggest brands on shelves from coast to coast are stuffed with enriched white flour, calcium propionate, sorbic acid, and enough added sugar to rival a dessert, all while marketing themselves as wholesome or artisan or multigrain. Today, I am ranking the 6 worst Canadian bread brands by nutrition failures. First, then taste, then value ripoffs, plus 2 brands that actually earn your dollar. Let's go. Kicking off the list at number 6 is Gadoua, a Quebec staple owned by Canada Bread that you will spot on pretty much every Metro and IGA shelf in the province. It has been around since 1911, and that heritage gives it a trust factor it has not fully earned. I pulled the actual ingredient label on Gadoua's sandwich white directly from their website. The first ingredient is enriched wheat flour, not whole wheat, not whole grain, enriched white flour. Then comes water, sugar, yeast, and vegetable oil before you get to the preservatives, calcium propionate, and sorbic acid. That is 2 separate preservatives in a bread that goes stale or moldy within a few days of opening, according to the consistent pattern across reviews. The fiber count sits at under 1 gram per serving. That contradiction, 2 chemical preservatives, and still a short shelf life, is what reviewers on Reddit's r/Canadian food flag most. The overall pattern in reviews describes a bread that compresses into a dough ball the moment it touches any moisture. For sandwiches, it collapses. For toast, the crust goes soft within minutes. The experience does not match the nostalgic marketing. At around $3.49 to $4.29 per loaf, Gadoua is priced as a budget option but delivers sub-budget nutrition. There is no fiber story here, no whole grain story, and no clean label story. What you are paying for is familiarity. Fair note, Gadoua does sell a 100% whole wheat variety where whole wheat flour is listed first, and the preservative count drops. If you are buying Gadoua at all, that is the SKU to look at. But the flagship white bread is what most people reach for, and it is what earns the brand the number 6 spot. But Gadoua's sins are almost quaint compared to number 5, which manages to charge you nearly $7 for ingredients that belong in a chemistry textbook. Number 5 is Villaggio, the bread in the Italian flag packaging that has convinced a large chunk of Canadian grocery shoppers that they are getting something artisan when they are getting something factory. I checked Villaggio's Classico Thick Slice White directly on their website. The ingredient list goes enriched wheat flour, water, sugar, yeast, vegetable oil, salt, vinegar, wheat gluten, calcium propionate, acetylated tartaric acid esters of mono and diglycerides, sorbic acid, soybean lecithin. Sugar is the 3rd ingredient by weight after flour and water. That means in a bread marketed on softness and old-world Italian baking tradition, sweetness is the 3rd most dominant component. That softness you notice is not technique, it is sugar content. The acetylated tartaric acid esters, datum by another name, are a dough conditioner that helps give the bread that pillowy texture without the time or fermentation that actual artisan bread requires. Reviewers across Canadian food forums consistently describe a taste that is noticeably sweeter than expected for a sandwich bread, with an aftertaste that several people connect to the emulsifier stack. The pattern in reviews for Villaggio White is that people buy it expecting a neutral savory base and get something they describe as closer to a hot dog bun. At $5.49 to $6.99 at Loblaws, you are paying close to the same price as genuinely clean label options. You are paying for the Italian flag packaging and the Village Bakery branding. The ingredient list tells a different story. Fair note, Villaggio does offer a 100% whole wheat variety that lists whole grain whole wheat flour first, and that product is a different proposition. But the flagship Classico White, the one most people are buying, is enriched flour, sugar forward, and premium priced for what it is. Think that is bad? Wait until number 4, because at least Villaggio does not specifically build its identity around being a health brand. Number 4 is Country Harvest, and specifically their farmhouse subline, which is where the real problem lives. Country Harvest's main lineup, the 14 grains, the stone-milled, the ancient grains, these products actually do list whole grain wheat flour as the first ingredient. I verified this on Open Food Facts and the brand website directly. Those products have a legitimate whole grain story to tell. The problem is the Farmhouse subline. Farmhouse Homestyle White and Farmhouse Honey Whole Wheat both list enriched wheat flour as the first ingredient. Not whole wheat, not whole grain, enriched white flour, the same refined flour you find in Wonderbread. The Farmhouse Honey Whole Wheat is the more deceptive of the two. The name implies whole wheat, the honey implies natural and unprocessed, and the word farmhouse implies rustic and wholesome. The actual ingredient list starts with enriched wheat flour and contains added sugars from both sugar and honey. This matters because Country Harvest has built genuine brand equity on the back of their whole grain lines. Canadians who know the 14 grains see the Country Harvest name on the Farmhouse packaging and reasonably assume similar nutritional values. That assumption is wrong, and the brand is not going out of its way to correct it. The pattern across reviews for the Farmhouse line reflects this disconnect. People who bought the honey whole wheat expecting a Country Harvest level of nutrition are consistently surprised by how light and sweet the bread is, and how little it resembles the rest of the range. At $5.99 to $7.49, you are paying a whole grain premium for an enriched flour product. That is the core value failure. Fair note, again, the main Country Harvest, 14 grains and stone-milled lines are genuinely good products. This criticism is targeted specifically at the Farmhouse sub-brand and the brand confusion it creates. We are now entering truly rough territory. The next three brands have nutrition profiles, review patterns, and value propositions that are harder to defend at any price point. Quick pause. We are halfway through the worst offenders, and if this kind of label deep dive is useful to you, drop a like right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who would rather know the truth about what is in their food. Okay, back to it. At number 3 is Wonderbread, an icon in North America, and one of the clearest examples of a brand that has coasted on nostalgia, while its ingredient list has never evolved. I pulled Wonderbread Classic White's Canadian label directly from Open Food Facts. The list goes enriched wheat flour, water, sugar, yeast, vegetable oil, salt, calcium propionate, vegetable monoglycerides, sodium stearoyl, 2-lactylate, sorbic acid, enzymes, ascorbic acid, that is 2 emulsifiers, 2 preservatives, and enriched white flour as the base, all in a bread that somehow still manages to go stale within days. The dietary fiber per 2-slice serving is less than 1 gram. There is essentially no nutritional upside to eating Wonderbread Canada versus any store brand white bread at a lower price point. One thing I want to correct from what you may have seen in other videos, the Canadian formulation of Wonderbread does not contain azotocarbonamide. That is the US version. The Canadian label is different, but stripping out that one additive does not make the product good. The emulsifier load and near zero fiber are the legitimate problems here, and they are real. The pattern across Canadian reviews consistently lands on 3 themes: no real flavor, a texture that compresses into paste under any moisture, and a shelf life that does not match the preservative content. Multiple Reddit threads describe Wonder White as industrial foam, something that looks like bread and performs like packing material. The 100% whole wheat variety is only marginally better, delivering around 2 grams of fiber per slice, which is the bare minimum to call a bread whole wheat in any meaningful sense. At $3.99 to $4.49, it is cheap, and context matters. A grilled cheese at the cottage is a grilled cheese at the cottage. But as an everyday sandwich bread for a Canadian family, there is no nutritional case for it over any store brand white at the same or lower price. Wonderbread is at least honest about being ultra-processed white bread. The next brand commits the additional sin of wrapping a similar product in a brand name that Canadians associate with trust and heritage. Number 2 is Dempster's, and let me be precise here. because this one is more complicated than a simple worst brand verdict. Dempster's flagship whole wheat line, to their credit, genuinely does list whole grain whole wheat flour as the first ingredient. I verified this on Open Food Facts and on Dempster's own website. The signature whole wheat and the multigrain lines are real whole grain products. That matters, and I am not going to pretend otherwise. The problem with Dempster's is the brand halo, and what that halo does to Canadian grocery behavior. Dempster's is the most trusted bread name in this country. That trust, built on the back of the whole grain lines, gets transferred automatically to everything else in the range, and not everything else deserves it. Take the Dempster's white bread. The ingredient list starts with enriched wheat flour, followed by sugar, vegetable oil, calcium propionate, and sorbic acid. It is structurally identical to Wonderbread Canada, but it benefits from the Dempster's brand trust that Wonder does not have. Canadians who would walk past Wonderbread put Dempster's White in the cart because the name feels safer. Then there is the Gold Bread line, a newer product with premium packaging and a premium price. The first ingredient is enriched wheat flour. The sugar comes from 3 sources: sugar, maltodextrin, and dextrose. The label then adds calcium propionate, sorbic acid, pea protein, and natural flavors. It is dressed up to look like an upgrade and priced like one. The ingredient list tells a different story. The pattern across reviews for Dempster's non-whole grain lines is consistent. People buy based on brand reputation and are surprised by how similar the product performs to any generic white. Stale quickly, lacks flavor, does nothing special for the price. The reason Dempster's lands at number 2 is scale of impact. More Canadians are buying Dempster's White or Dempster's Gold thinking they are making a reasonable choice, because Dempster's, when they are actually getting an enriched flour product with a preservative stack and very little nutritional return. That brand trust gap at the volume Dempster's operates affects more people than any other brand on this list. Fair note, if you are buying Dempster's 100% whole grains multigrain or the signature whole wheat, you are buying a legitimately decent product. The criticism here is specifically about the rest of the range riding the halo, which means our number 1 worst is the brand that gets every metric wrong: nutrition, taste, price, and transparency, all at once. Number 1 is D'Italiano Thick Slice White, and this one genuinely surprised me when I looked at the numbers in full. I pulled the D'Italiano Thick Slice White ingredient label. It lists enriched wheat flour, water, sugar, vegetable oil, yeast, salt, mono and diglycerides, calcium propionate, diacetyl tartaric acid, esters of mono and diglycerides, sodium stearoyl, 2-lactylate, sorbic acid, vegetable monoglycerides. That is 4 emulsifiers and 2 preservatives on an enriched white flour base. The dietary fiber sits at 0.5 grams per serving, half a gram, and the sodium per 2-slice serving comes in at around 320 milligrams, higher per serving than many comparable chip brands. The thick slice format is the core deception here. Thicker slices feel more substantial, more premium, more like something from a real bakery. What you are actually getting is more of every negative nutritional metric per serving, not more value, more sodium, more emulsifiers, more enriched flour, and still 0.5 grams of fiber. The pattern across reviews for D'Italiano Thick Slice is the worst on this list. People consistently describe a bread that goes stale within 48 hours despite the preservative stack, a sweetness that reads as artificial rather than pleasant, and a texture that completely falls apart under the heat of a toaster. Canadian Food Forum reviewers describe something they call a synthetic bakery smell, the kind that comes from a dense emulsifier stack rather than actual fermentation or fat content. At $5.99 to $7.49 at Loblaws and Walmart Canada, this is the single worst price-to-nutrition ratio on this entire list. You are paying artisan-adjacent prices for 0.5 grams of fiber, 4 emulsifiers, and a product that reviewers say does not last the week. Avoid it completely. There is no SKU in this line that justifies the price against what you are nutritionally getting. If you want thick-cut bread, spend the same money on one of the two brands I am about to tell you about. Alright, enough pain. Let's talk about two Canadian bread brands that actually deserve a spot in your cart. At number 1 on the best list is Ace Bakery Whole Grain. Ace Bakery is Toronto-born, nationally available, and the most practical upgrade on this list because you can find it at the same Loblaws or Sobeys where you are already shopping. Their whole grain and multigrain sourdough loaves put whole grains first on the ingredient list, deliver 4 grams of fiber per serving, keep sodium low at 160 to 180 milligrams, and use natural fermentation for shelf stability instead of calcium propionate or sorbic acid. No artificial preservatives. At 4.4 stars across close to 1,400 reviews, the consistent feedback is that it actually tastes like real bread, which should not be a compliment in 2024, but here we are. At $5.99 to $7.49, you're paying the same as Dempster's premium line and Italiano, except this time, the ingredient list actually backs up the price. At number 2 on the best list is Silver Hills Sprouted Bakery. Silver Hills is the upgrade pick, harder to find, and a few dollars more, but worth knowing about. It is a BC-based sprouted grain bakery, and their squirrely loaf lists whole sprouted wheat as the first and dominant ingredient, with 5 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein per slice. No datum, no calcium propionate, no synthetic emulsifiers. Ingredients you can actually pronounce. At 4.6 stars, it is the highest rated bread on this entire list, and the consistent theme across reviews is that it keeps you full in a way that commercial bread simply does not, because 5 grams of protein per slice is doing real work. Fair warning, you are looking at $6.99 to $8.49, and you likely will not find it at Walmart or a standard Loblaws. If you are near a Whole Foods or a well-stocked Sobeys, it is worth picking up once just to understand what bread is supposed to taste like. Every nutrition claim in this video came directly from verified ingredient labels on Open Food Facts Canada, the brand websites themselves, and the Health Canada Nutrient Database. Every review pattern came from Reddit threads on r/Canada, r/Canadian food, and r/Eat Cheap and Healthy. No brand paid for placement. No opinions. Just what the labels actually say. If your go-to bread made the worst list, do not stress. It is information, not a verdict on your choices. Now, you have got the data to decide for yourself. Drop your bread brand in the comments. I want to know what Canadians are actually buying, and whether you think I got the rankings right. If this was useful, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I do this for everything from peanut butter to olive oil to protein powder. All sources are in the description. And share this with one person who is still buying D'Italiano at $7 a loaf. You could save them 0.5 grams of fiber and a lot of money. See you in the next one.